Hello Pisces, welcome to my channel. This is Tarot by T, and this is your TarotScope for May, your love TarotScope for May. And before we begin, I want to just call in the good spirits and the good energies. Let's create some sacred space around this reading. Every time you ring some bells, you're calling in the angels. And this is a beautiful bell. It's so delicate. It's like almost like a fairy bell. And thank you for liking and for subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate everyone's support, and I appreciate all your comments. And I try to answer every single one of them. And if I left anyone out, I apologize. But I am grateful for all of you and all of your support. Thank you. I'm glad that I'm able to help with these readings. Okay, so let's see. And if you'd like a reading for yourself, you can just go to my website, tarotbyt.com, and we can schedule a reading. And I do a more in-depth reading in person. We can do a Skype reading if you're outside of the United States, or we can do a reading over the phone, however you prefer. Anyway, let's get back to Pisces. What is coming up for Pisces in May? What does Pisces need to know about their love life in May? What does Pisces need to know about love for the month of May? What does Pisces need to know about their love life in May? Okay, one more shuffle. So far, no cards have popped out. So I guess we're not getting any added insights today. Okay, the Sun, the Nine of Wands, the Moon, the Knight of Cups, the World card, the Fool, the Tower, the Three of Wands, the Ten of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune. Interesting. Okay, let's see what's going on here. The Sun is a great... Oh, first of all, this is the present. The Sun card and the Nine of Wands. The Sun represents everything working out. You're in loving life. The May is going to be a wonderful time for you. The Sun gives the power to overcome any problems in the reading. The Sun also represents, it could represent marriage. It represents success in any case. If it's not marriage in a love relationship, it's success in life or just joy. You're having fun. The Sun represents honoring your inner child. So if you're with someone, you really enjoy each other. You have fun together. Could be that you've connected with someone from the past. Because the Nine of Wands sometimes means a relationship that you dealt with in the past comes back again, and you're having to deal with this issue again. And it requires you to stand up for your rights. So it's possible that you need to assert yourself more in this relationship. You need to speak up about what you need. In the past, you might have had some problems with maybe the person you're involved with had some kind of drug or drinking problem, or maybe some kind of mental illness, because the Moon is a card of mental instability. It can be. It can also be a card of imagination. So you could be dating someone who's very creative. You could be involved with someone who's very musical or very artistic. But yet, at the same time with the moon, there's always that a little bit of instability. So maybe you weren't sure about where this person was coming from. Can I trust them? Are they honest with me? I don't know if I can believe what they're saying. Are they blowing things out of proportion? Are they exaggerating? Or are you looking at things? Are you looking at things realistically? Are you idealizing this person and not really seeing the flaws? So with the moon card, you have to kind of really make sure you're seeing what's really there. Because there's a tendency, especially with the Knight of Cups, to get caught up in the romance and you're not seeing the reality of the relationship. With the Knight of Cups in your recent past, it could be that you were with someone who was very artistic, very romantic, and you feel like you've had this almost like a karmic connection with this person. As if you had known each other in a past life. And this person, the Knight of Cups is someone, and this could be either you or the person you're involved with, someone who has a little bit of an immature attitude toward love. Maybe they believe that people who love each other should never fight. And so then the first time you have a fight, they think, oh, you can't be my soulmate, we're fighting. And they just don't understand that relationships have their ups and downs. And there's no perfect relationship. But this person likes to live in a dream. They like to picture their beautiful romantic person, the love of my life. And sometimes they like to dream of the person and they don't want to deal with the reality of the person. So it could be that someone is looking for this perfect woman or this perfect man and they just can't find them because the person doesn't exist. No one is perfect. That's a Hollywood fantasy. That's Disneyland. In the real world, people have flaws. Some people, we're good most of the time, but then there are times when we're not. And you have to take the good and the bad. But in any case, so this could represent an offer that's being made to you, an offer of love, an offer of a creative project. And it looks, the potential for the future looks great. Because the World card is you being fulfilled totally. You're existing in a state of grace. So this relationship is really making you feel very whole. You're feeling very whole. You're doing work that you love. You're with people that you really feel great being with. You feel welcomed. You feel loved. You feel surrounded by. You feel like everything is coming together. And the world is also the end of a cycle. So maybe you're finishing up a relationship or you're finishing up a stage of life and you're getting ready to move on to the next stage, which is shown in the Fool card. The Fool card shows a whole new beginning. Maybe you're wanting to connect with someone from the past and start over. Like, hey, let's pretend we just met today and let's forget the past. Let's just start over. Let's wipe the slate clean and start over. And start fresh. Or it could be someone totally new that comes into your life. And you're starting fresh with that person. In any case, this is like being in a whole new environment, a whole new adventure. So you're ending one cycle, you're starting a whole new cycle. The Tower, you may have suddenly seen the truth about a situation. Maybe you were not seeing someone clearly. Here's the moon. And then suddenly the truth surfaced and it was shocking to you. And so now that you see the truth, you know what you have to do. The Tower represents major change. It could be a situation of breaking down and rebuilding, where you're breaking down one type of life and you're rebuilding it in a better way. So you may feel like everything is falling apart, but things are falling apart so that they could fall together in a better way. So while you're going through this chaos, Tower is always kind of chaotic because it's major change. It's like demolishing a building. You might be demolishing a way of life. Your way of life is totally being upset and turned upside down. The old can no longer exist. It's destroyed, and so you're rebuilding. But whatever you're being released from something. The Tower is always a sense of relief, release from oppression. Sometimes it's because things happen to you that create that. Sometimes it's just you waking up and saying, I have to change. I have to change the way I approach life. I can't exist in this situation anymore. And so then you're the agent of change. And then you make changes. You leave a relationship. You leave a job. You leave a home and move somewhere else or start a whole new life. But whatever it is, it's not a bad thing. So don't be afraid of the Tower. Embrace the change because it's leading you to a whole new beginning. And it's clearing away stuff that you don't need. Whatever is holding you back and things that you've been hanging on to, baggage that you've been carrying on to, that you've been holding on to. You need to release that. Let it go. Whatever the Tower takes away, let it go. It's preparing you for a better life, a more fulfilled life. It's preparing you to build a better tomorrow, a better future. The Three of Wands. You've put some energy into a project or some kind of goal. And you're starting to see results. So you've been working really hard at something. And you're starting to see the results. The Three of Wands is the harbor. It's seeing your ships come in. It's someone who's waiting at the harbor, waiting for their ships. That he's like a merchant. He sends these ships out with all the goods, to sell in foreign lands. And then all of a sudden he sees the ships coming back with all the money that he's made, the success of his efforts. So that's what this card is. So your hard work is paying off. You're going to be coming to the end of a cycle of hard work. You may have been feeling like you've been carrying this heavy burden, that you have all this responsibility. Maybe you're the one carrying all the responsibility. You're paying all the bills. You're taking care of everybody. And you're just exhausted. You're overworked and you're overwhelmed. That's going to be ending. And you have this Wheel of Fortune at the end. So your life is changing. If you were going through a difficult time, one of confusion and not lack of direction, you're moving into a better time. So the universe is taking care of you. It's removing what you no longer need so that things can change for the better. And when all the dust settles, you will be in a better place. And you'll be able to put down your burdens. And you will be able to embrace life and embrace your inner child again. And find the joy of life. And you'll be on a new path. So don't be afraid of the Tower. Let the Tower destroy whatever it needs to. It's only destroying what's false in your life. So if you're not facing the truth about something, it'll be a wake-up call. But if you are facing the truth, if you have woken up, then you will be the agent of change in your life. And you will take yourself to a better place where you're not so burdened and you're not so oppressed. But where you can honor that inner child and let the sun shine. When the sun's in a reading, it's almost like, okay, it's the feeling you get when clouds have been, everything's cloudy and all of a sudden the clouds break and the sun comes out. That's the imagery of this card. It's like, okay, the rain is over, the sun is coming out, it's going to be a nice day, it's going to be a better day, a better time, a happier time, a warmer time. Sometimes that could mean, like the summer months is when you experience things really improving by the summer, like July, August. Because nothing's really going to happen now with all these planets retrograde. We're kind of in a holding pattern. Now's the time to go back and tweak things and revise things and look at your processes and look at where you went wrong, see how you can make improvements, but not to begin something new until July, August. Go back to what you've already started, refine it, tweak it, make it better, get ready for the big push in July. That's when you'll start to see results, real results. So you might be hooking up with someone from the past, but you'll also be creating a whole new cycle. It's exciting. It's going to be an exciting time. May is going to be kind of a tumultuous time, but it's going to end in a better way. You'll find it's kind of like riding this roller coaster or this tidal wave, and then suddenly you wind up on the beach, and it's a beautiful tropical island, you know. But you got to go through all that being tossed around by the waves before you can get to the beautiful part. So hang in there, Pisces. Good things are in your future. Embrace change. Embrace the new. And I wish you luck and love, and I hope you've enjoyed this reading, and I hope this reading has meaning for you in your life and it helps guide you in some way. And I thank you. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for liking and subscribing to my channel. And I look forward to doing this again next month. Take care, Pisces.